Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel where I talk about books, philosophy, writing, and pretty much whatever I want. My name is Kate, thank you so much for being here. It is a very gloomy day today in Los Angeles, so naturally I thought it was the perfect weather to talk about some books. Specifically, one-star reviews roasting these books, which are 6 of my favorites. All of the reviews that I will be perusing will be on Goodreads. Let's jump into the first book, Dracula by Bram Stoker. Just pull up my laptop here. I have not searched for any of these reviews, so I am reading them all cold turkey, so let's see what we find. Kay just says, ass. Okay. Ellen says, it ends. It actually ends. I'm left with one question. How did this book survive for so long and become a classic? Because this is the OG, Ellen. This is, oh, it's upside down. This is what started it all. Like, yes, okay, technically it was The Vampire by Polidori, but Bram Stoker is the reason why we are all in love with vampires. When does he open the hotel? That's a fair question. Lucy says that was arguably less sexy than Twilight. Ooh, that one cuts pretty deep. It's not supposed to be sexy, unless you're someone like me and you interpret it that way. But like, okay, I can understand that. I tried. Me too, Aliasia. Me too. Stacy said, if it were possible to give this book 0 stars, I would. It makes it clear that Stoker did not hold very progressive attitudes about women. This was the 1800s. Probably most men didn't have progressive views about women. Don't read this if you're looking for any cool vampire stuff. All right, up next we have Hester by Lorileko Albanese. One of the most beautiful books I personally have ever read. This does not have a lot of 1-star reviews, so that is promising. There's only 227. Bridget Johnson says, what if the Scarlet Letter was inspired by a woman who actually sees the letter A as Scarlet? This need to be a book. Okay, all right. The main character in this has synesthesia, so she sees things as colors, and it's so beautifully written, and like, but the way Bridget just took that down was kind of funny. Okay, Sydney said, I hate to be nasty and negative. No, I don't, because this book had such a cool concept and I wanted to like it so bad, but I'm gonna have to give it 1 star. It was just painfully boring, which is crazy because the book touches on many cool themes such as witchcraft, women empowerment, history, etc. However, I feel that the fear of this book was trying to be so many things at once that it did not do any single one of them justice. I mean, this book isn't super long. It's only like, I don't know, 300 something pages. It's written very lyrically. The way the author writes is very rich and full of color, so maybe Sydney in this book just didn't jive. I mean, clearly she gave it 1 star. Plot was just not there. There were too many characters. What do you mean there's like 3 characters? Cover was magnificent. It is. The boring plot was just unforgivable. Oh, Sydney, we gotta talk. Shannon said, DNF at 20%. I tried. I took a break, came back to it. I just couldn't handle it anymore. I thought this was about Nathaniel Hawthorne's mistress, not page after page of detailed cross-stitching and explaining the colors of different words. These people don't get it. Carly said, file this one under how to make 300 pages feel like 700. What? I read this so quickly. This read like a bad fan fiction from a high schooler who was really into the Salem witch trials and a Scarlet Letter. First of all, Lee, it's called The Scarlet Letter. And okay, let's see you write a better book. This was stunning. Okay, sorry, I don't mean to be rude. Badly written Scarlet Letter fan fiction. Okay, so basically just a lot of people thinking this was too long, it's a waste of time, even though it's like 300 pages and beautiful. These people just don't get it. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's move on to my favorite book of all time, The Angel's Game by Clara Cerise Saffon. This book should have 0 1-star reviews. Okay, not bad. Only 1% 1 stars, 2,200. Okay, let's see what they have to say. Okay, this one's pretty tame. I can accept this one. Kay said, when I'm reading something good, or even decent, I'll find myself reading just a few more pages when I should be doing housework or some other exciting chore. When I find myself finding all sorts of creative ways to waste time without even thinking of picking up my book, I know it's time to give up on it. That's okay. That's totally fair, Kay. I respect it. I respect your thoughts. Not everything has to be for everybody, you know, there's no accounting for taste. Tim says, this novel started okay, then took a steep decline. It's full of gore, sadness, and despair for successful characters. A true tragedy. 1 of 10 stars? That's a very nuanced review, I feel like, because I don't really know what he's saying. It's full of gore? Not really. So if you're successful, you can't be sad? You can't despair? A true tragedy. Like the story's a tragedy or this book is a tragedy? I don't know, Tim, I gotta speak to you. I respect that a lot of these reviews are very to the point. I could never. Misha says, oh my god, I cannot believe I put myself through this entire book. 450 pages of just nothing. I mean, it's not even like when I was reading this book, I was like, this is super problematic or confusing or I hate the plot or anything. It was just literally a nothing book. What do you mean? Misha, I am so done. I need an amazing book right now because my head hurts just thinking about this shit. Wow. Those are some fighting words, Misha. Brandon says, awful book, terrible follow-up to The Shadow of the Wind, very confusing, so many things that just don't make sense. He tried way too hard, wrong too there, Brandon, to recreate the magic of shadows and failed disappointed. Have you considered that maybe you just don't get it? Jessica said, found this to be poorly written and not very interesting. The characters were not believable and the storyline was disjointed and bizarre. I mean, okay, it is a bizarre book, but it's magical realism. It's not really supposed to make sense. Frankly, I'm just finding out that a lot of these people just don't understand excellence. Okay, let's move on to Witcha Gonna Do by Avery Flynn. Now, this was the very first romance book I read. I had a fantastic time reading it. Does this have good reviews? No. Mio said, this book actually deeply angered me. It started off with high waves, and I almost immediately closed the book. Very unserious behavior. It's a romance. It's supposed to be silly. And I wasn't aware I was 12 again. I think it was very cheesy, shouldn't be an adult romance book. It's just corny. Okay, so we get it, you think it's cheesy, but like, it's kind of supposed to be. That's what makes it fun. I mean, she put it under cozy paranormal, so she couldn't have hated it that much. Kate, oh, my kindred, Kate said, people warn you about the books with ugly covers, but I genuinely think that we should start warning people about the books that have pretty covers, but everything inside them is horrendous. I mean, this is a pretty cover. Welcome to the romance genre. Mara just said, yeah, this was exceptionally bad. All right. It's not supposed to be Shakespeare though, Mara. Oh, there's gonna be a second book in the series. Oh my god, I just found that out, sorry. Lots of people just don't like the way this book begins with the, hi, that's me. Okay. Tori says, is this author okay? Are these characters okay? This book lost me at high waves, that's me. And that was the first line of the book. Okay, I get it. A lot of people don't like the way that it begins. Isabella says, I think this is the worst book I've ever read. Even more than The Last Werewolf. If Oregon was a book, what do you have against Oregon? What does that even mean? Naomi says, it's literally amazing how absolutely fucking cringe this is. It was both too horny and too childish, if that's even possible. Yeah, that's not a great combination. Did this book even have an editor? A lot of people thinking it's cringe, badly written. How was this even published? Well, it was, so I have been meaning to reread this because I had such a good time reading this. I may hate it the second read through, but first one, I loved it. Next, let's move on to A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. I just know this is gonna have some really good one-star reviews because this one is the least liked in the series. 27,001 stars. Oh, my girl Cindy. I love her channel's, I think it's just called With Cindy or Read with Cindy, but she left a review saying this book was pointless, but okay. Check out her channel, she's really funny, I love her content. But after this video, of course. Sophia is very mad about it. She says, Sarah managed to butcher her own characters. Congrats, it's shit. Did she butcher her own characters though? I don't think she did. Edgar Allan Poe says, mess. The more I think about this shit book, the more I hate it. Mary Stevens says, what the fuck was the point of this? We needed a little break, Mary. We needed a palate cleanse. We needed a nice winter special. Do you hate coziness and happiness? Hassan said, disclaimer, if you loved this book, so me, please leave because you won't like this review. All right, let's jump in. After reading this, I truly agree with Amaranth that humans do indeed deserve to be annihilated. I suppose that this should have a spoiler warning, but can there really be spoilers when there's no plot to spoil? In the beginning, they screw in the sky while flying. Now just imagine you lost everything in the war, your family, your home, all your possessions. You're obviously grieving and devastated, and then you look up and see that the Cloaking has failed and your High Lord and Lady are demonstrated some aerial porn. Honestly, I'd just pack up and move to Spring. Tamlin's a tool, but at least he doesn't bang in the sky for everyone to see. Think of the children, Reeves. Okay, that's fair. Tashin is hilarious. I kind of want to follow their reviews now. Okay, this one I can respect. Justice for Nesta. Death trope for everyone else. Death to all of them. Justice for Nesta, absolutely. I love Nesta. She's my favorite character, so this one I can kind of get on board with. Except wishing death on the rest of them. I don't think I feel that. Kashfi said this book was a waste of trees. Oh no, that just made me sad. Well, not for me, because I love this book. Someone called it filler. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't think this book had a point, which to be fair, it is all vibes and no plot. I love having a pointless book. Carol says it's snowing, Feyre goes shopping, and Rasan wants to fuck her. And that's it. Carol's not wrong. Ha 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 ha. No. And last but not least, we have Dracula in Love by Karen Essex. You know, if you've watched my other book content, how I feel about this book. And this has very bad reviews on Goodreads. I'm gonna start with my own review, even though I rated it 5 stars. I am so mad right now. Karen Essex, fight me. But I'm sure you're all like, but Kate, you rated this 5 stars, what's wrong? I'll tell you what's fucking wrong. This review will be full of spoilers. Yeah, so I literally wanted to fight the author when I finished this. Cheryl says, if it was not for the lovely scenery, then I would have given up on this book a lot sooner. At least the scenery was beautiful. I'm just waiting for somebody to comment on the cover because I mean, honestly, like it is not the best cover. Michelle says, if I could give this novel negative stars, I most certainly would. April says, stupid book. I would not recommend it. Waste of time. I don't know why, but there's something about her saying stupid book really hits, you know? Maratana said definition of mediocre. Maratana said definition of mediocre fanfiction with escapist fantasy for frustrated women. It would have been better if you had been inspired by the love triangle between Oscar Wilde, Bram Stoker, and Florence. Would have been a better written story. What? This is just making me think about the inevitable 1-star reviews that I'm gonna get for my debut novel, and that's okay. I just have to accept it. By the way, disclaimer, this video is not for authors, I guess you could say. This is just for fun. Yeah, I should have said that earlier. Interesting. Jody rated this 1 star and said supposedly the real story behind the Dracula myth. A fun read, but she rated it 1 star. Oh boy, Avalon Von Nix says this is the worst book ever. This is not hyperbole. Emma said, almost spectacularly stupid. I don't know why words like stupid and dumb and weird are like, they cut so much deeper. All right, well, those are all the 1-star reviews that I found that I thought were funny or interesting. None of these reviews changed the way I feel about any of these books. I think it was just fun to read through these. And honestly, some of them were really funny. Of course, I always respect everybody's opinions. Not everybody has to like the same stories. I don't know, it was just, it's so interesting to me. What makes somebody like a book and somebody else to like really hate it? I find that fascinating. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a fun time creating it, even though these people were trash talking some of my favorite books of all time. These are also not like all of my favorite books, so let me know if you would like a part 2 because I did have a good time filming this. Please let me know down below if you have any questions or comments. What did you think of the video? Or just tell me how you're doing today. I would love to know. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell so you know when I post. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Thumbnail situation. We did it!